Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Around the Piano podcast. I'm Tim Paul, and back behind the producer's desk today is Nico. Hey, Nick. How you doing, bud?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Busy
Awesome.
day at the studio today, but that's always a good thing.
That's right. We got, 3 or 4 shows you're pumping out today, I
Yeah,
think?
we do. At around 5 p.m., we are recording Connecting the Dots with Karen Owens, one of our most popular shows that will be airing next Tuesday at 5 p.m., so stay tuned, folks.
That's fantastic. Well, we've got a very special guest here today, a little unusual. We've got somebody who is a musician, but he doesn't make his living as a musician. But Willem Meij, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Excellent. I know we're going to be talking about a product that you've invented or developed, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But first, give us a little bit on your background. Where are you coming from, and how did you evolve to where we're getting to our discussion later today?
Yeah, so definitely been a journey. I'm from Geneva, Illinois, so a little far from here, but close enough for me to drive, which was nice to come in person. Yeah, I always loved music, so in elementary school took piano lessons. Mm-hmm. In middle school and high school played saxophone, did all the band stuff. And another big part of my life was I always wanted to be an inventor. So I got to college and ended up studying engineering because I figured that's what an inventor should do. And then the other cool thing was my freshman year, we got this blanket email being, hey, we just redid our entrepreneurship minor. If you're interested, email this person. And I was like, well, if I want to be an inventor, then maybe I should know how to sell things too. So I ended up signing up for the entrepreneurship minor as well. And yeah, kind of all throughout college, did different things, did some music things, lots of engineering things, and then some business things, and kind of combined it all at the end for this business that I started with a couple friends.
Well, that's excellent. Now, the name of the product that you've invented is called?
The Midian Prime.
Okay, the Midian Prime. Now, you got some partners with this. And what inspired you to go this route and develop it? What brought you to the Midian Prime?
Yeah, so it just started with a conversation with a friend. So it fell in our lap, honestly. My junior year of college, lived in a dorm, loved it with a bunch of other guys. And one of my friends, the school I went to was a Christian school. So one of my friends was studying worship music. And so he came to my room and he brought in a little MIDI foot switch that he would use to trigger tracks and other things when he would lead worship at his church. He thought it was broken. It was just a screw loose, but we opened it up and we were talking about it and saw that it was a pretty simple device. So he was talking more about it and how it really wasn't his ideal solution because he'd be playing acoustic guitar at the front of the stage, hitting foot switches, and it'd be kind of distracting. Like, what is this guy like? If you played electric guitar, people know you have to hit pedals. But if you're playing an acoustic guitar, then it can confuse people. Like, what are you triggering? What are you doing? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, well, there has to be a wireless one. So we went online, and I was expecting that we could find a wireless one. Turns out we could not find a wireless one. So at least not a wireless one that you could kind of carry around with you.
Sure.
And this was right before Cedarville. I went to Cedarville University. So right before Cedarville had the pitch Shark Tank style competition. So I knew the people running it and they needed more people to pitch. And I was like, well, this is an idea. So signed up for that. And a couple of weeks later, gave the pitch for the Midian Prime. And I think I got third place or something. But then, ended up my senior year, did it as my senior design project in engineering class. Also used it to finish up my entrepreneurship minor.
Excellent. So this was really developed as, for the music industry, as more of a need that had not been met previously.
As far as we can tell.
As far as you can tell.
We haven't found anything comparable.
Well, now the Midian Prime, does it work on all instruments? Would it work on a piano?
So the main thing it does is it'll control software.
Okay.
So it sends MIDI signals to control software.
Gotcha.
And so it just depends if you as a performer use whatever software. You could be playing piano and maybe you have a track for everything that's not the piano. Mm-hmm. Maybe you just want to control some lights in whatever venue you're at. Mm-hmm. So you'll have software to play a track, put on some lights, anything like that. A lot of those software applications, like Ableton Live, Logic Pro, those are some of the big ones.
Sure.
They'll take MIDI signals and just map it. Oh, you like this button does whatever thing, and you get to choose. So this is just another way to do that. So it would be nicer, say you're at a piano, and you don't really want to have some big MIDI controller or like an iPad with you. You want to kind of keep the bare bones aesthetic. You could just clip this to your pocket. Nobody really notices, and then you can still keep control of whatever effects you'd like to use.
I find that really interesting. So what kind of software and setups does it play best with? Does it work with pretty much any software?
So the biggest thing is whether the software accepts MIDI mappings, and most audio DAW software and performance software, and also just presentation software a lot of times will accept the MIDI mappings. It's just it's a common thing people decided to do. And so one company did it and the others were like, oh, that's cool. And then they all followed.
Okay. So now it's obviously this is a new product, fairly new product. Have you had it tested out in the field yet with musicians, and have you gotten any feedback yet, or are we still looking for that stage?
So one of the coolest things, actually, last January, we went to a conference, and that's when we got our first sale. So we finally got through the final process of putting on the finishing touches. It sends wireless signals, so we had to get FCC certified, which was a couple month trip, but we got there, or pre-certified, whatever. It's good. It's the FCC approved, so we're good. But so we just had our approval to sell last January. Went to a conference at the college I graduated from, and ended up selling 2. And then we were actually just at that conference 2 weekends ago, and saw the guy who bought 2 that first conference, and so he's been using them for about 10 months, and says worked like a dream, no problems at all. So that was really encouraging to see his feedback as probably the one who's been using it the longest and most consistently over that amount of time.
It's fascinating. It's going to be interesting to see going forward. The more and more feedback you get on it, it'll help you design and maybe do improvements, things that you hadn't thought of yet. But it sounds like one of the toughest challenges you had was maybe just getting the FCC approval.
That was a trip. That was a trip for sure. It literally had like 100 emails with this lab, 100 emails with the company that makes the wireless transmitter. But we got through it. We're good.
Oh, that's fascinating. Well, what else can you tell us about this that musicians should know about Midian Prime that we haven't talked about yet?
So a lot of times you get asked like, oh, like what does it do? Like what's the main purpose?
Yeah.
And that's always a hard question to ask because it really just depends on what somebody's niche need is. So a lot of times we just have people that say, oh, I want to use it for this specific thing that I wouldn't have thought of. So we had one guy who plays electric guitar and plays on a band. When he goes to do a solo, he will hit whatever switch he has on his foot pedals to volume up. He walks to the front of the stage, does his solo. And then after his solo, he has the volume back down. So he was like, well, right now I just run back to my foot switches so that I can volume back down. But it would be nice if I could just hit a button, stay wherever I'm at, and then not feel a rush to get back to any specific point on stage. So for him, that was just a very small help, but a way to make his performances more fluid and just a better way to engage with the audience, where he didn't feel like he had to be in a specific point at a specific time. Also, just like in the studio, if the person behind the booth wants to give control of something to somebody, some sort of software control, you could just pass them this, and then if a musician wants to trigger an effect or change whatever thing in the software, then they can without you having to rely on the kind of nonverbal communication.
So speaking of performers, sorry about that, Tim. I noticed on your website that you also have a clip option, so you can clip that right to your belt if you wanted. That's a game changer.
Yeah, in fact, clip is right there.
Yeah, clips on the back.
Perfect.
And you can also slide it off. So clip on, clip off. If you want to command strip it somewhere, that's kind of the other option. But most people will probably end up using the clip.
You could use this back there right now, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You probably
that
could.
Would be nice.
What software are you running?
We're doing OBS Studio.
Okay. Yeah,
So
you can definitely trigger that one.
that would be nice.
At
Especially
least that one I actually haven't tried myself.
No?
It does support MIDI.
Okay. Nice. That's amazing. So yep. So go ahead and scan that QR code up there in that left-hand corner. That'll take you right to that website where where you can purchase one for yourself today and completely step up your performances, guys.
That's fantastic. What do you see the trends where you're going next with this? What's the future hold? What's the next step with Midian Prime?
So, I mean, first step is just
Getting it out
continue marketing, getting some sales. So
Okay.
people ask like, "Oh, are you going to make another something?" I'm like, "Well, at some point it would be cool to make another
Right.
thing, but we have no business making a new thing until we can, sell and prove a market for the first one."
Well, I know we talked before we went on the air today that you're considering displaying at the NAMM show, which is the largest trade show for musicians and the entire music industry that's
Yeah.
held every year in California in January. So maybe we'll see you out there next
Yeah,
year. huh?
hopefully.
Yeah,
It's on our calendar.
that'd be fantastic. Well, what else? Let me ask you this one thing. I'm not going to ask you your age, but if you could go back to pre-college, what is the one thing you would tell yourself that you would maybe do differently?
I think that's kind of tough because like you can go tell yourself something, but probably
Yeah.
your yourself's not necessarily going to listen, or at least like tell them to get skills in whatever area. I think the biggest thing is to just walk through the open doors put in front of you. So kind of I can look back through all the things that got me to just where I am right now talking to you. And there's so many small things I could have not done that seemed insignificant at the time,
Right.
but kind of over a long period of time is important to your journey. Kind of the things that are small that you don't really think are going to be important or you might minimize a lot of times and end up being those formative events, relationships in your life that really make a difference for where you end up.
Yeah, that's good advice. And I can tell you're a person who is out there to help the community and doing things for the right reasons, and it will come back to you many times over with something like this, because this definitely will help the music industry, and I see uses for this well beyond the music industry. So I think it's going to be a good thing for you, and good luck with all
I
that.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us before we sign off for the day?
Oh, just thank you for having me. If anybody has questions, we love answering people's questions, figuring out how somebody can integrate a Midian Prime in their setup. So,
And they can get to that by going to the QR code on the
Yeah.
screen. And
Yeah.
let's say the website name right there.
Midian.live. So MIDIAN.live.
Okay, there you heard it for Willem himself. MidianLive.com.
Midian.live.
Midian.live.com.
Live
I
is-
knew I wouldn't get
live
to
is
a show
cheaper than
without messing
.com.
something.
Oh, you're all good. Also, those links will all be in the description as well. So if you want to just
Excellent.
click on those, it'll take you right to the website.
That sounds like a plan. We want to thank Willem for being with us here today. We'll have you back again as this progresses. Keep us posted how it's
I will.
going during the year.
I will.
And if you go to the NAMM show and you set up a booth, we'll be there, and we'll definitely interview you from the booth, and we'll talk to you then, if not before. And I want to thank everybody for watching Around the Piano today. And remember, 216 Creator Studios, ring that bell, share and subscribe. That's how we keep things going here at the studio, and we appreciate you being here. Thank you, Nick, for being with us today and
Of course.
keeping us running smoothly back there. And we'll see you on the next episode of Around the Piano. Welcome to Piano Trends Music and Band Company, Crystal Lake, Illinois. I'm Tim Paul, and I'm one of the owners here at Piano Trends, and I want to tell you 3 things about Piano Trends Music. Here's what you're going to find: fun, more fun, and even more fun. That's right. You're going to have fun learning to play an instrument. We've got a lot of fun instruments to choose from for you to purchase, buy, or rent. And we have fun repairing your own instrument to get it up to snuff just for you. And your timing might be just perfect when you come visit us for fun. We might just have a live jam session going on with lifting spirits through music. And you're welcome to join us or just watch. Plus, you never know who's going to show up at Piano Trends Music. Like this guy. PianoTrends.com. We'll see you soon.